persistently continue to exclude members of Kenya National Union of Teachers and used your offices to campaign countrywide and against the union openly, and you have excluded our members from benefiting in the same CBA and locked out all our members from any form of promotional rights, in addition to messaging and consequently blacklisting our members, numbering over 200,000, from benefiting in the CBA duly signed and registered in court, and whose registration certificate has not been revoked. Neither parties have sought to amend any of the provisions of the CBA as required in the Statutory Instruments Act of 2013. And we've seen the intention to establish the School of Teacher Professional Development by the Teacher Service Commission. That is further contempt of the court ruling, because unless proper regulations governing the teacher professional development, so that it is determined who really will pay, because you cannot design a program that teachers will use their own salaries for capacity building. It's against the standard practice of human resource. The cost of continuous capacity building should be loaded on the employer, and we'll be canvassing this at the regulation stage. You cannot transfer it so that you effect monthly deduction from the payroll and earning of teachers of 500 shillings. The court ordered us to meet and deal with these issues with finality, but you have blatantly refused any meetings with us, and therefore managing teachers out of the Code of Regulations, hence contradicting the provisions of the CBA and denying teachers their rights to promotions and other benefits. Note that the Police Service Commission is executing promotional programs that are elevating all police officers who have graduated with new degrees to a grade called Graduate Non-Commissioned Officers. And these are police officers. If the police service can recognize certificates and academic qualifications, why not TSC? They are also accepting officers with a C+ and below for promotions, as long as there is evidence of breaching. Sections of the police service scheme of service are attached for your understanding, if indeed you are ignorant about it. While the Police Service Commission is recognizing academic credentials of their officers, TSC is abolishing the schemes of services that recognizes new academic qualifications of teachers. Madam CEO, this constitutes an attack on the intellectual rights of teachers and a violation of ILO UNESCO recommendations on the status of teachers of 1966, to which Kenya is a signatory to. And it is very clear, governments must recognize academic credentials of teachers, whether certificates, diplomas, new acquisition of degrees, masters, PhDs. The most eminent educators in this country, the old professors who are masters of education, rose from humble P3, primary 3 teach, and the upward mobility and recognition of academics is not a new thing in Kenya, and it is codified in the Code of Regulations in an equitable and fair manner. Our firm commitment as Kenya National Union of Teachers is to engage in proper negotiations of the third CBA in an atmosphere of trust, an atmosphere of honesty, and an atmosphere of transparency. Teacher Service Commission should not put us in a collision course with the government and disrupt the industrial peace in the teaching service by engaging in mischievous and illegal ways of conceiving, negotiating, and implementing the next CBA. We shall not allow you to do that. We have endured your overboard and illegal activities for far too long, and not anymore. We hereby ask you to put your house in order with respect to the 2017-2021 CBA. Reinstate the CBA between KNUT and Teacher Service Commission, and immediately and pay all the teachers who have not been paid their benefits in full, convenes meetings to dispense of matters related to 2017-2021 CBA, and properly commence negotiations for 2021-2023 CBA. And also, don't forget, don't tamper with the check-off of KNUT. Your job is to implement check-off deductions as per membership transmitted to you through Kenya National Union of Teachers. You have strictly 3 weeks to remedy all this, failure of which the union shall take stern action against you as provided in Article 41 of the Constitution without any further reference to you. Be advised. That correspondence has been copied to Simon Chelugui, Cabinet Secretary Labour, Fred Matiang'i, Interior Cabinet Secretary, George Omore Magoha, CS Education, and we tell Magoha to forget about 4th of January if TSC has not engaged in thorough and proper housekeeping with the union and stop tampering with the teacher salaries. That, get it in black and white. It will be a tall order for you to imagine reopening of schools while these issues are outstanding. How do you expect teachers who have been excluded from a CBA, excluded from promotions, and thousands of teachers who have been locked out of their right to a union, who are supposed to vote and participate in an election from 4th of January, to go and gloriously teach in a classroom? It is impossible. And now we have given the clearest warning in advance that do not expect to find teachers ready and ready to resume classes in January with these outstanding issues. There will then be organized action from our end within the provision of Section 41 of the Constitution. The right to organize is our business, and we shall organize without fear, because that is what is given to us in the Constitution. We have been very peaceful for the last 1 year, and we have anticipated cordial engagement and resolution of the matter. This letter is also destroy the democratic rights of teachers to proper negotiations and social dialogue in Kenya will reflect badly and will trickle across the continent. And we've also copied Engineer Toom, not with or without funds. We shall, and we need our register back. TSC must comply. They must deduct union dues. You cannot kill a union. Basically, because you know what all these guys are doing is telling KNUT leadership, get rid of the Secretary General, then we give you the money. I am not a slave to be exchanged for money. I'm a duly elected leader. And that is wrong. You cannot punish the entire leadership of the union. Cripple the union simply because you've got personal issues with individuals. These are institutions. We must respect whoever is in any office. We don't choose who aids TSC, and we are not interested in selecting one tomorrow, except, of course, selecting our own commissioner as provided for in the BBI. That is what we have recommended, and we have requested that this be captured and be included in part of the surgery of the architecture of constitutional commission. And so, 4th of January, we'll begin our elections. We'll release the calendar, and we are already working on other avenues. We'll begin our elections as we dance a song, a dance that TSC wants. The only medicine that TSC understands is a strike. Maybe that's what they're asking for. And then if that is what they want, we shall have no option but to prepare for it. Wacha hii mgomo ya madaktari, this will be a mother of all, if it is going to get to that. But we have asked them, can you comply and avert this catastrophe? When you are fighting COVID challenges, we cannot be engaging in labor disputes. Where there is money to pay teachers, pay teachers. Respect the CBA. Don't engage in ego wars. That doesn't help.